Sponsored by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. And coming right up, we'll see the Utah Jazz playing against the Clippers out in Los Angeles. For Los Angeles, it's always an exciting time of the year as fans and other players and coaches around the league all getting a first look at how they might be shaping up for the upcoming season. You can be a big NBA fan, you can be a big college basketball fan, and even so, you may not have seen Dante Exum, teenager out of Australia, 6'6", can play either guard spot, says he prefers the point guard position, Shaq.
And his size helps him at that point guard position, Ernie. He's a good creator. He's at best when the ball is in his hand. He gets to the rim very well. His outside shot is still work in progress, but he's a rookie. So what? Whoopie freaking do? There's time to develop that.
Yeah, cannot wait to see him do his stuff at the NBA level. Time to go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And now, the starting lineup for your Los Angeles Clippers. Starting at small forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 22, Matt Barnes. At the shooting guard position, 6 feet 4 inches, number 4, J.J. Redick. Man in the middle, 6'11", from Texas A&M, number 6, DeAndre Jordan. And at forward, 6'10", from Oklahoma, number 32, Blake Griffin. At guard, 6 foot from Wake Forest, number 3, Chris Paul. Doc Rivers is the head coach for your home team.
We'll see Utah and the Los Angeles Clippers. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. Tip-off goes to the Clippers. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Utah. Pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. Hayward 3 and Favors the 4. And it's Kanter in at the center.
Well, Gordon Hayward unable to reach an agreement on a contract extension with the Utah Jazz last season. So instead, it played out in restricted free agency. A player with a lot of admirers around the league, and a big raise, certainly a given for him.
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Paul kicks to Griffin. And the shot is good.
I'll tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
And Utah has possession. Burke, the pass to Burks. Here's Kanter. That one a little long. And it's the Clippers' ball. Barnes kicks to Paul. There's the dish to Griffin. Favors with the rebound.
Great job right there to body him up and affect the trajectory of that shot.
Yeah, that was definitely a forced miss, Clark. He couldn't get off the shot he wanted.
Hits the outside fadeaway. Favors got his second bucket tonight.
Now, if you can't get around your defender, sometimes the best way to get a shot off is to go to that fadeaway.
Paul outside. Feeds to Griffin. Jordan dishes to Barnes. Shot clock at 6. Paul right side. And the 3-ball is good. Paul's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. For Utah, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Burke, the pass to Burks. Favors sets the pick for Burks. Out to Hayward. So here's Burks. Favors with a screen on Paul. Here's Burks. Good D by Jordan.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
You know, it took a little while, but at the Staples Center now, the team to fear is the Clippers. They were tough here at home last year.
Well, guys, you were talking about with the Clippers. It wasn't that they would beat you here. Steve, they would blow you out here.
Yeah, well, I mean, their average win margin here at home last year was almost double digits. I mean, think about that. On average, they would win by a blowout here at Staples. You know, for so long, the Jazz had been a competitive team in the West due to their defense and grit, but last year that just wasn't the case, and it showed in the standings.
And so he hits both. Clark, the Jazz usually a factor in the Western Conference, but last season they finished at the bottom of the conference and mustered only 13 wins against the rest of the West.
You know, we've talked about it before, but it all goes back to defense. I mean, the Jazz usually can stay in games by not giving up easy points, but they tend to wane in that defensive effort over time.
Now here's Favors. Clock at 6. Burks kicks to Hayward. The Jazz shooting their first free throws of this game.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
The first one falls. Well, suffice it to say, Clark, some big changes for the Clippers going into last season.
Well, the unusual step of trading for head coach Doc Rivers and another trade bringing in Jared Dudley and J.J. Redick, which added spacing to their offensive attack.
So he gets them both.
And for the Clippers, re-signing Chris Paul, an important step. He really pushed the team to make the trade for Coach Rivers and used his free agency to hold their feet to the fire.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
I'll tell you what, that is going to be an alley-oop we'll see on the highlight reel the next few days.
And it's blocked by Jordan. Redick dishes to Paul. Quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Barnes passes to Jordan. Again, the Clippers.
And I think when you talk about the moves the Clippers have made, they're going in the right direction. I think that's pretty clear. Spacing to improve offensively and a really good defensive mind in Coach Doc Rivers. Actually, one of the best defensive minds coaching in the league.
So it's Utah now. The Clippers getting the bucket. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Yes,
Clippers leading by 3. Here's Paul. And the shot is good. Paul's got 5 points so far.
I love when he takes the ball inside. That's when he seems to really get on a roll.
Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
And Kevin, I asked him what he thought would be a key factor for them coming into this game. And he said, well, our length and shot blocking should help. It gives offenses something to think about when they come inside the lane. And oftentimes, that tentativeness can be a game changer. Guys, every team in the league wants that interior presence, and he just explained one big reason why.
Thanks for the report, Doris. Steve, Clark, your thoughts on their defensive focus here?
Well, it's the right strategy, Kevin, because you have to play to your strengths as a team. You can't get away from who you are.
And that's right, Steve. Their strength is certainly what they do defensively. They can rattle folks.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Here is Hawes. Evans with the rebound. 1:24 left to play in the first. And the shot is good.
Assisted by Dante Exum.
1:14 left in the first quarter of the game.
Dante Exum, a long, athletic combo guard out of Australia. His father came from the U.S. He was a teammate at North Carolina with Michael Jordan and went to Australia to play professionally for a number of years. That's why Dante grew up down under.
That is good. Dudley's got his first points in this one. 54 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here's Exum. Here's Booker. Pass to Hood. Spencer Hawes grabs the miss. And Dante Exum entering the NBA directly out of high school. He led his team to the national title in Australia in mid-January.
It's a slightly different season schedule in Australia, so he spent about 6 months in the U.S. training for the NBA, basically working on his shot and putting the finishing touches on his still very green game.
Now here's Evans. After the miss from Crawford. 5 on the clock. Novak on target from 13 feet. Novak's got his first 2 points of the night.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Crawford outside. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Clippers lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
I think it's a good start for this club. They seem to be playing well, and we'll see if they can carry it forward.
Well, they hit the ground running and had a really nice beginning to this game, Steve.
Utah trailing here. Well, a major downfall for a young team is often getting road wins, and that was tough for the Jazz last year.
So tough, in fact, Kevin, they were the worst in the West when it came to road wins.
Davis is out there with Spencer Hawes. Then there's Farmer, and it's Crawford, and it's Dudley in at the small forward. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Davis sets a screen. Crawford drives in. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Jazz were the worst in the West last year on the road, as you mentioned. Only 9 wins in all. They really showed their youth and inexperience at times.
Going on the road with the team the Jazz had last year was really difficult because they would struggle to find a player to lean on late in games. When you can't get easy points on the road from somebody, you're going to struggle exactly the way the Jazz did. You need that player that can not only score and create for others, but get to the foul line as well.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Hawes. Barnes comes in for Jared Dudley. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Paul in for Jordan Farmar. And both free throws good for Davis.
Glenn Davis suffered that broken bone to his foot towards the end of the 2013 season, and that motivated him to slim down. He got down to the lightest weight he'd been since 8th grade, believe it or not, and still one of the strongest players in the league.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, gentlemen, if you ask Coach Doc Rivers about DeAndre Jordan, he's going to say something along the lines of, he can single-handedly change a game with his defense. I genuinely see traits of Bill Russell. Jordan said, to be compared with somebody like that, I take it to heart. Defense is my first, second, and third priority. I know that Doc instilled that in me. Kevin?
There's greatness and respect to be had doing the dirty work, Doris. Thank you.
And one of the things that's amazing with Big Baby Davis is how quick on his feet he is for his size. I mean, this guy's, 260, 65 pounds. He's great at covering pick and rolls. He slides in to take charges, and with his strength, you're not going to back him down on the block. Forget about that.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Now here's Barnes. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Oh, no one around him. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. And you take a look at Big Baby, no question a good defender, Steve. Offensively, he can struggle, though, to finish over length.
Well, he's skilled. He's a good passer, and he can shoot from mid-range. But he's a below-the-rim type player, so he has to figure out how to use his body to get to the rim.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. And the Clippers making a switch here. Jordan's checked in, and Utah making a change here. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. And Favors kicks to Burks. Canner in the corner. Dishes to Burks. The Jazz working the ball around now. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Hayward.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. I mean, they have to get a hand in his face.
Always going up for the alley-oop here, and Griffin slams it in.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Now here's Hayward. He's got 7. Burks in the corner. And Utah, another 3.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yeah, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
Clippers were already an above-average defensive team when Coach Doc Rivers took over, but he wanted to see them guard the three-point line a little better and improve their transition defense as well.
Here's Burke following the basket by Chris Paul. Here's Cantor. Rebound by the Clippers. Jordan's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Paul outside, picked by Griffin. Redick is in the corner. Paul with the ball. He's got 11. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots it up. Again, the Clippers.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Jazz trail by 5. Burke kicks to Cantor. Can't get it to fall. For Los Angeles, they've gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. That's good.
Man, the offense just gets hotter and hotter.
And they are really cooking now. You know what I like to say? You can microwave or you can cook with electricity or gas. If you're that hot, you're cooking with gas.
Here is Favors after the basket by Los Angeles. Pass to Burks. Now the feed to Hayward. Connects from three-point range. Hayward's got 8 here in the quarter.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Gordon Hayward with an unusual pattern dating back 6 years back and forth. Great three-point shooting one season, and then Clark awful the next.
You know, it's a bit puzzling, Kevin. You look at the numbers from 2009 to 2014. Up and down, up and down. Last season around just 30%. I'm sure it's a coincidence, but it's a pretty rare one, no doubt. And I'm sure Gordon, with his work ethic, is going to try to smooth that good three-point shooting out and sustain it for a while.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Griffith. Dudley comes in for Barnes. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Farmar in for Chris Paul. Now here's Jordan. He dishes it to Dudley. Favors with the rebound. Favors got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And for Hayward, his role and responsibilities have steadily increased each season, but his scoring efficiency has steadily dropped in the opposite direction. Is he cut out for the role of primary scorer and shot creator? I think that's the question. The numbers to this point raise some doubts.
And it's the Clippers with the ball after the basket by Utah. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And for Hayward, asked to score in isolation much more last season, definitely a challenge for him. He's a gifted ball handler and passer, really good all-around player. But he's been most effective scoring off the ball, whether cutting to the rim or filling the lane in transition.
At the line for 2.
DeAndre Jordan leading the NBA last season in 3 separate categories, Steve. Rebounding, slam dunks, and field goal percentage.
Yeah, those last 2 are related, of course. You look at his shot chart, and it's basically a green dot right around the basket. I mean, pretty much all of his attempts coming right at the rim, mostly on putbacks or lobs.
Jeremy Evans checks in for Enes Kanter. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
And for Jordan, last season with Doc Rivers coming in as coach, his role was clearly defined, laid out in crystal clear fashion, defense and rebound. But Rivers put high expectations within that role, expecting him to contend for Defensive Player of the Year.
Exum with a wide open look, and Utah another 3.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Now Farmar looking for his first basket still in this one. Got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Clippers ahead, leading by a point. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Chris Paul. And Chris, offensively, you guys have been getting your points, but you're only up a bit going into halftime. How do you feel about the team's overall play?
We played okay. You know, we didn't defend as well as we needed to. They made a run. It's a good team over there, but we just got to keep the pressure on.
Guys, you got to love that Chris Paul is never satisfied.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Paul's been great. 13 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Yeah, he's got to take his time behind the arc.
Utah has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight.
You know, one thing you like when you look at this young Jazz team is the size that's already in place there. Not only size, but good, young, strong players that have some athleticism. And that'll serve you well when you do make your way to the playoffs, because it allows you to play playoff-type basketball, which is usually more physical and played more in the half court.
Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. Favors plays the 4 with Kanter at the 5. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. And it's Burke in at the 1 spot. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Doc Rivers certainly hasn't minced words since joining the Clippers. He's held each player accountable and defined roles. He told DeAndre Jordan he wouldn't run any plays for him, that he just wanted him to focus on defense. Jordan said, Doc knows how to reach people. There are egos on every team, and he knows how to control all of that. It's honesty. Refreshing, gentlemen.
Champion with the Celtics. He's one of the best coaches in the league. Thanks, Doris. Here is Favors. Following the basket by Blake Griffin. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And many of the Jazz players travel to a training center in Santa Barbara, California in the offseason.
They work on their athleticism and explosiveness, and there's been some impressive results. In fact, you look at the athletes in the NBA today, the training methods are far more advanced than in the days before.
For Utah, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. No good on that one.
Well, Derek Favors still developing offensively. I think he's trying to refine his post game and his shooting touch, but the potential is still there.
And he can't hit the second. And for Favors, most of his shots, Clark, coming around the rim.
Yeah, strong offensive rebounder. He can use his imposing physique to overpower a lot of defenders.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
And the Jazz call time here.
You know, there have been talk of the Clippers trading DeAndre Jordan for Kevin Garnett 2 summers ago. The Clippers have to be happy they didn't make that trade. Sometimes the best trades are the ones that aren't made. KG's still getting it done, but Jordan is going to be their center for a long time.
Jazz trail by 5. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Kanter dishes to Hayward. Passes it to Kanter. The Clippers grab the miss. Jordan's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And Jordan last season, second in the league in total blocks, becoming more vocal defensively, and I thought improved his positioning and recognition as well.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it to Barnes. Jordan with it. He's against Kanter. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
And Jordan wears the number 6 in honor to his idol, a good one, Bill Russell.
And, you know, Doc Rivers caught some flack last season for pointing to similarities between their games. Even Jordan says that's a stretch. I think Rivers was just highlighting that Jordan could be truly great as primarily a defensive player. Wanted him to really focus on being an elite defensive player.
Here's Paul after Enes Kanter's basket. The pass to Redick. Into Jordan. Utah with the rebound.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Trey Burke, a smooth operator. You know, in his first season with the Jazz, he was in the top 15 in the NBA in terms of turnover rate for point guards. Just doesn't seem to make those rookie mistakes. Just a great decision maker with the ball in his hands.
Davis is checked in for Los Angeles. The Jazz making a switch here. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. The strategy included running the offense through Griffin. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And again, no good by the Clippers. And Burke with great balance and a nice pull-up jump shot from mid-range.
And, Kevin, I think that helps him when it comes to avoiding turnovers. Coming off the pick, he doesn't have to try to force the issue in creating a play. He can just knock down that jump shot if the defender backs off.
It's deflected and stolen by Barnes. By himself. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Now, here's Burke. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 1:49 left to play here in the third. Paul passes to Redick. Left side, Davis. Paul outside. Fires the three. That's in there. Davis with the assist. 16 points for Chris Paul. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Clippers.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Enes Kanter. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now, here's Redick. Paul, right side. Here's Barnes. Easy layup after coming off the pick. Barnes has got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers. Jazz have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Burke kicks to Kanter. He feeds it to Burke. The Jazz working the ball around now. 6 to shoot. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. To the middle, 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. That's good.
And we're seeing the shots just dropping from everywhere right now.
Yeah, since halftime, Steve, they've been operating very efficiently.
He kicks it to Burks. The 9-foot shot. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Clippers lead by 10. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And, Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever point guard play.
Well, he mans that position for a reason, Kevin, because he passes the ball so well, sets up his teammates beautifully, really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for shooters, as you well know, huge.
Yeah, no question.
Clippers leading by 10. And here's Crawford. Spencer Hawes out there with Jared Dudley. And it's Crawford. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Farmar in at the 1. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Hawes, no luck. Utah has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Exum. Favors sets the pick for Exum. Favors with the screen. Exum dishes to Hayward. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hayward's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Jazz. The Clippers shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point. Now Farmar. They set the pick. There's the dish to Dudley. 6 to shoot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you know, every time these two teams face off, it is Battle Los Angeles. For so long, the Lakers have really owned the city. But the Clippers looking to make up for lost time right now.
The first free throw is good. And a bit of controversy, guys. Last season, Doc Rivers had the Lakers championship banners covered up for Clipper home games.
I thought it was a smart decision, Kevin. I mean, you got to make it your home gym, and all they did was hang up banners of their own players. A smart move by Doc, and you know, the Clippers will forever be in the Lakers' shadow in L.A., regardless of the results of the games.
Well, with the Jazz playing much better basketball coincided with the return of rookie point guard Trey Burke from injury. Despite the fact they would have wanted a higher pick, it's really kind of nice to see their young core competing at a high level.
Here's Hood. Looks for Evans, gets it to him. And Jordan with the block, and he recovers it. Hood can't get it to go.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Farmar passes it to Jordan. Feeds it to Hawes. Free throw line jump shot, and the jumper falls for him. And the Clippers lead by 11. And the Jazz lost 10 of 11 games to start the season, but once Burke returned from that broken finger, guys, he proved to be one of the more NBA-ready rookies.
No surprise from a player who won pretty much every National College Player of the Year award at Michigan his sophomore season. You know, they traded up to get him, and he's been a great fit.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, I was able to listen in on what Quinn Snyder was going over with his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Here's Hood. To the right side. Exum with a wide open look. No good on the 3.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
Crawford drives in. Nice shot from 10 feet out.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Exum kicks to Evans. Evans, right side. Hayward dishes to Exum. Here's Hood. Another miss by Utah. Clippers leading by 13. Here's Farmar. Pass to Jordan. Farmar kicks to Jordan. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Crawford outside. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
They're playing with a purpose, guys. The big lead becoming bigger. I like the look in their eyes.
And it's on both ends that they've been controlling the action.
Now here's Exum. The shot by Hayward, wide open. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Farmar passes it to Hawes. Out left to the wing. Evans against Dudley. 13 feet away. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Impressive play there, and they have been really good offensively.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys. I mean, they've been unstoppable.
Utah calls timeout.
Well, they were getting run ragged out there. Good time for a timeout. Maybe it was even too late, but this club has to regroup now.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't pretty, and they definitely needed to take a minute to talk things over.
A different look for the Clippers. Griffin's checked in for Hawes. Barnes comes in for Jared Dudley. And it's Paul in for Jordan Farmar. Cantor checked in for the Jazz. Alec Burks comes in for Hood. On defense, the Clippers. 17-point lead, their biggest. Favors dishes to Exum. Pass to Hayward. Can they get it? That's good. Hayward's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Jazz.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
1:53 left in the game. Paul kicks to Griffin. Back to Paul. Dishes it to Griffin. Puts it up from 17. Brooks pulls it in.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Exum with it. Now the feed to Hayward. And Paul over to help. Here's Cantor. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Los Angeles leading by 12.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rip.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Here's the lob to the hoop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Burks the pass to Hayward, and he jams it with authority. And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess, huh?
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
Wow. He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
59 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Crawford drives in. Paul left side. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Now here's Crawford. Back to Paul. Just 5 to shoot. Griffin trying to get open. The shot's good from Paul.
You got to feel pretty good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean, they gave the fans what they wanted.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 10. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Davis comes in for Blake Griffin. Jared Dudley's checked in for Barnes. And it's Farmar in for Jamal Crawford. Here's Exum. He dishes it to Nova. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. .32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Farmar dishes to Paul. Soft touch off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 10.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Exum kicks to Hood. Passes it to Booker. And Utah again with the bucket.
With a much bigger man guarding him, that's not an easy shot to get off. Never mind to knock down. Terrific basket.
Now here's Paul. And here is Dudley. So the Clippers with the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.